DM Vishwanath is quite a discovery. I've come to attend the World Digital Congress Hyderabad this April 2025, and I get to meet this gentleman. He is actually had a with an eventful career, the corporate world. He worked for Wipro, and then he worked for Wipro. Then now he's a retired man, but not quite retired. He's actually found his second innings.
I call it second innings.
What a second innings! So I want the gentleman to come closer and show us this camera. What magic you've created with e-waste. E-waste is something that is really quite a thing, I mean, like, we don't know how to deal with it. And here I see that you've created things of beauty. Just tell us to this, and also I want to know why these kind of sculptures, and what is the general idea that came up with it.
The thing is, the e-waste, I don't call it e-waste. I'm so much fascinated and obsessed with the medium. So I try to create something extra.
Okay.
So how it happened? It's basically an accident. Like I try to dismantle a lot of things, the gadgets, and then see a lot of interesting thing inside the electronic gadget. So once I dismantle, I discovered there was so much texture, color, shapes.
Absolutely.
So,
showing it.
for example, this one, if you see, this is a simple telephone wire. If you just pull it like this,
Why?
So I use it and then use some electronics thing, the lights and all. It's looking very interesting. So that's how I got slowly into the creating art out of waste.
You told me something very interesting. You say two very interesting things to me, which is going to stay with me. One is about your father. That your father was a well-known sculptor, and that is something somewhere ingrained in you. I want you to tell me a little bit about that. Who he was, what kind of material did he work with, and the second thing is about about form. You say this, so we can see things and we can look at it as a waste and as non-waste. What you try to tell me is that waste can become non-waste if it gets form. So tell me about that.
So the first question is about my father.
Correct.
My father is a renowned sculptor and painter. He studied in JS School of Art. So during British age, 1930s. So he was a palace artist.
What is his name?
His name is 𝔻𝕗. So Shambhu, if you Google, he may not get because he is from 1924 born.
Kannada.
Kannada. And he is also part of Bharatpur Palace, a palace artist who used to create painting, soil painting and all this. You can still see in Mysore Palace.
And also Delhi International Airport. Flying couple.
Flying couple, that was your father's work.
So it's a legacy.
It's a legacy. Yeah.
So 100%, but he was very classical artist. So mine is contemporary.
So what kind of material did you work with?
He worked with clay and plaster Paris, stone and lot of other things.
Not the traditional method.
So my thought process is, I explored this e-waste. There is so much potential, like transform it and then make something very interesting. That's how I got into this line of red. And if you see the simple thing, the award would be the CPU and a lot of other things. Simple thing if you make it very interesting, the awards. So like there is a n number of examples you can see. This is one very interesting digital signature. Like you must be knowing, each individual has a unique thumbprint. So biometric, that I just wanted to show that using simple wires, the corrugated tubes. So I think that's a little bit complementary with the electronics, the digital touch. So that's how I created this.
This is something very interesting I found.
This
It's
is
a
one of my-
sculpture using newer material, which is like used keyboards. Used keys.
So if
that
you closely see, there is a rhythm actually. There is a line
Yes.
in our body. There is a contour, muscular anatomy. If you see the lines, and then when I use, these are all extracted from keyboard. So this
It's amazing. You have actually created shoes.
shoes also very interesting.
This is. I like this afro too.
Yeah, this is
a
actually
fabulous
I got
afro.
inspired by, so I tribal kind of thing.
I see a lot of these very interesting afro
bust.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Bust, yeah.
And they wear that necklace, neck.
And this whole neck thing.
Yeah.
It's amazing,
Yeah, they try to put
Yes,
the
even
rings.
the Burmese have that. You know, the Burmese also wear rings, you know, like the Africans.
So it's still incomplete. I'm still working on it. So I
This
just.
looks so complete and so beautiful to all of us.
This is one of my famous future city. So you can see the helipad and then the twist. No, this is very interesting. In Dubai, I think you can get this kind of form.
Yeah, this is like a very Singapore skyline,
Yeah, skyline.
very Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur
Correct.
skyline. Yes.
High rise.
Very, very high rise, yeah. And that's what, you know, when I just come to my second question to you
Yeah.
about the form.
Yeah.
You created these forms. There's so much forms. So just think about, just tell me a little bit about how do you formulate a form? When you see a bundle of waste, how do you trust the process or do you imagine something and then
This is a very interesting question. How all these forms comes, no? Sometimes when you are sleeping, no, you get a lot of ideas. Because I have a very huge database of electronic inventory, items, whatever I segregate, dismantle. So automatically my mind, it thinks like, oh, this looks like this, I have to do something like this. So that is the thought process. And one day I just relax, listen to the music and just create this. So that is the process actually.
I wish I had that ability. You know,
No, anybody can do it. Only just you have to peacefully see the electronic whatever items you have, and then start doing it.
Amazing. So you've been doing a lot of exhibitions in different parts of the country. I just
Exhibition, seminar, conference, and workshop. So I try to share my knowledge, my findings to everybody. Let everybody start creating something masterpiece.
amazing. I'm bringing your partner. And
Yeah.
Nirmala.
Dr. Nirmala.
Okay. So I would just want to, you know, I'm like, how do you process all of this? You know, in the sense that such things of beauty being created at home, how do you process all of this? How do you process all of these things of beauty from nothingness in the house? You know, how do you process this? How do you look at it?
See, basically, what happens once you have a huge inventory, segregated parts, then I try to see how best you can use those forms. For example, so simple thing like you can see how. So I try to use it as a muscular anatomy. If you try to paste it like this, it will not because the curvature and all those things. So that is how it started. So once you have to visualize something so see the waves and all the structures. So that's how material is the inception of the final.
Can you just show this, you know, how e-waste, when you talk about e-waste, it's always light at the end of the tunnel. I see this, but I want you to switch on the light at the head too, because that's where all the innovations happen.
Very simple concept that is
So, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for very inspiring.